Happiness is the underlying basis that influences the standard of life. In this video we have a complete research about what affects your happiness. Be patient and complete the video to the end for maximum benefits. And please don't forget to like and subscribe for more marvelous videos. Ever considered any individual who lives in a minuscule details residence and has an older car? They might not be wealthy in the case of subject things, but they're past wealthy of their happiness. We all battle through issues in styles that we would like we didn't own to. This could alter how we really and our outlook. Yet you've commonly confused word to both battle through existence impoverished or to be happy. You might be real one up to speed of that. There is perhaps quite a lot of variables in existence you can't control, but your happiness may still by no means be with fingers of somebody else. One of the largest obstacles to exact happiness is that we are living in a society that tends to motivate us to liberate ourselves with subject matter goods. Then we do to what we've got to what others round us have. In the event that they own more, then we may really that we're not up to them. This could essentially affect the extent of happiness that's experienced. Being too occupied can on top of trigger happiness to be pushed to the to postpone burner. Should you are all the time working errands, then you might have no time for yourself and to get pleasure from life. Decelerate and deal with what essentially things to you. There isn't any bounds to toil continuous or to keep up every little thing to your own. Communication is essential for precise happiness to occur. For those who do not share with others what you will want or what you won't tolerate, they aren't going to know. By no means ask for forgiveness for laying some flawed ideas in put for relationships so to be happy. Before that you could be in reality happy, you should take into account what happiness potential to you. What at capacity for you could be very totally than what at capability for the following person. As soon as you could have that identified, that you may occupation on bettering time management, communication, and alter that can assist you in truth succeed in it. Perceptions can preserve you to postpone from being blissful, so remember to aren't your personal worst enemy. You could be asserting just can't do a lot in regards to the impoverished of us round you. During that is right to a point, you can't let their negativity provide you all the way their stage either. You want to be the individual you see with replicate and that you believe you studied you are. It isn't that you can imagine to be at liberty your complete time, but that you may be a lot of the time. That on top of use your happiness to show you how to get in the course of the more importantly hard occasions on your life. As you find out about during the marshals here, you possibly can name some pitfalls which have been protecting you back. You can on top of turn into empowered with suggestions and ideas you can put in force into your every single day routine. By doing so, they're going to quickly turn into a dependency and one thing just robotically participate in each day. Being with driver's seat on the subject of your happiness is important. You can't simply sit back and hope it should happen. The times become weeks, months, and years. Do it is advisable spend them feeling such as you do now, or do you must spend them residing existence to the fullest? Your general outlook on styles is a giant issue in the case of your happiness. You do not need to own one of car or the largest residence on the block. You avoid need to be the CEO of a company. Defining your existence in keeping with subject items can hinder correct happiness. The high of your relationships with family, friends, co-workers, and usually in addition to and affect how joyful you are. It's time to get a superb take at these relationships and spot how reflective they are. Your relationships may still show you how to really secure and satisfied. Should you really anxious, sad, or mad frequent with them, then you might want to vary them. Studies to detail that those that are completely satisfied are inclined to do higher in all areas of their life. They get unwell much often. They have a tendency to own fewer problems with young people or getting divorced. They in addition to and are inclined to do higher at job as a result of their boss notices they appear material to be there. You could make modifications for your existence that promote happiness for you now. It doesn't topic the place you live, what quantity of money you make, or how old you occur to be. It's far by no means too bad to really completely satisfied and to surely take pleasure in life. These 10 keys to happiness will enable you to be on the trail to creating that dream grow to be a reality. Wonderful considering negative ideas could make us understand issues that avoid essentially exist round us. Negativity may cause us to stress and take away our happiness. The difficulty is that many of us do not accomplish simply how gloomy got become. Possibly be the sort of habit that they're oblivious to it. Another of the difficulty is that you can be round folks which are sad your complete time. They may be able to zap your power should you aren't careful. You will wish to put together some adjustments round these styles of us to assist you to go ahead and be happy. Be able to speak about that extra in the subsequent chapter. You is likely to be asserting just can't assist who you're working with. Perhaps the girl on the desk appropriate subsequent to you does nothing but complain. It could actually cut back you from a smiling, completely particular with morning to being grumpy and wishing it was time to move home. You can't vary people and the way they think, but that in the reduction of the way you let it affect you. Like to damage the whole surrounding atmosphere, which you could let it carry on to take action, or which build it higher and feel free regardless of what others say. One of the very best methods to get of us to prevent being so sullen is to ask them how they are able to alter it. For example, for those who are being attentive to anyone whinge roughly yet one more person, inform them with politeness that they must refer to that individual roughly at whether it is ever going to get better. If any person is complaining they do not discover a college assignment, inform them they must confer with the trainer roughly it. When there's a grievance roughly something, ask what they may be able to do to put together it better. All of those alternate are quite simple for your end. Yet it would end these gloomy folks of their tracks. They'll finish being partialto that round you. Optimistic pay lock consideration to the way you react to things. For those who really just are glum with them, vary it around. Give attention to being optimistic as a way to really happy. You possibly can be frightened before everything as you recognize the collection of occasions glum ideas come into your mind. However, the intention goes to be to vary them into one thing tremendous each time. You'll achieve over time you're experiencing morose ideas much frequently. You'll in addition to and in simply get into the addiction of routinely being optimistic. In time, it's going to change into an enormous who you might be and you'll look out for life. Count your blessings. Before you go to bed at night, assume in regards to the minuscule details and massive issues that came about that made your day a great one. Did you get some free time to acquaint yourself with AE you enjoyed? Have been you in a position to grab the dog out for a stroll and a few time down on the park? These are the slight issues in styles that essentially do construct us happy. Be indebted if your mindset is ready what you will have and what you didn't get, you're going to at all times be disappointed. When your mindset is one who enables you to be thankful then which you could get during the demanding times. You're going to in addition to and be at liberty as a result of you recognize the contentment that comes from the straightforward issues for your life. Be variety smiling is crucial highest methods to really happier than you do correct now. In the event you smile, others will smile to postpone at you. They're going to buy for now as any individual that they may be able to approach. They're going to really pleased around. Being variety isn't hard, it's a choice. Most importantly, be sought to yourself. Take into consideration the entire high-quality ways in which you've got performed smartly at work, at home, and for others that day. Avoid give attention to the issues that didn't go your way or that are doing that by no means to be to end. Doors open and shut, life would possibly not all the time go based on your plans. Most likely you utilized for a job you in fact needed and didn't get hired. However, that signifies that yet one more door goes to open for you. Avoid shut your eyes to this or you would fail to see the perfect issues which can be quickly to return along. Always search for the great in each situation. Irrespective of how dire it could possibly seem, there's all the time one thing to feel free about. In case you have issues from this kind of summit of view, you can be mentally empowered. You are going to grasp that despite what existence tosses your direction, you're going so as to overcome it. If you happen to have a styles from the sort of perspective, you're going to as well as be grateful the nice issues once they do take place on your life. Envision by closing your eyes, that spend a while envisioning what it takes to construct you happy. Specializing in the result that may mature is a fantastic way to begin your day of wellness. It will possibly on top of be a ravishing strategy to float off to sleep at night. In the event you envision what you in reality want, that you could assist to build it happen. During these envisioning episodes, take into consideration how you're feeling all through them. Are you happy? Why are you cheerful in them? That's what you might want to be focusing on. It can be as a result of the place you're or who you're with that makes the entire distinction to you. Don't concern errors, everyone makes mistakes, so avoid suppose you might be real one. In the event you do not get some dangers now and then, you aren't going to construct mistakes. Yet you aren't going by each that degree of happiness you will have either. Put yourself available in the market and you can get hurt, but you can also get one of that you can imagine scenario. If you avoid grab the risk, you will likely be frozen appropriate the place you are. You are going to on top of turn out with regrets relating, what if, and people are the type that may procure absent your happiness. This doesn't nasty you act careless after which blow off the incontrovertible error was made. Instead, it potential you do your very best. It capacity you study out of your errors and keep going to carry your head up high. It on top of skill got the self-worth of understanding you gave it your all. 3. Encompass yourself with excellent of people. Encompass yourself with people that you love, simply trust, and that you're feeling glad around. You want to give you the chance to confer with them and really enjoy they toughen you. Communication. One of the issues that can aid you with growing happier relationships is healthier communication. Hear greater than you speak and also you shall be stunned at the way you feel. We're all authentic with totally facets of you. We aren't going to keep to these we adore your entire time, but we will be respectful of these variations too. Don't put together assumptions or permit misconceptions to hinder your relationships. Be open and straightforward, roughly who you're and what you want. Tell the truth, even when it's miles hard, and also you will likely be a happier person. You won't be full of guilt or fret that the reality will at some point come out. Get to understand of us, don't be indecisive to get to grasp new people. Which you could accomplish that by way of your children's activities, your hobbies. B3 simply money time strolling round your neighborhood. Join what goes on for your neighborhood and you'll have the opportunity to in line with people. When you be aware any individual at toil who's wonderful and appears to be like be fond of a great person, make the effort to get to understand them. Construct and try relationships want time to develop. Do not be in a dash to head from simply assembly to one thing very in depth. Allocate the connection time to accrue and to flourish. Try not to be a wallflower who waits for others to method them. Construct and try to smile and to be friendly. People aren't all the time going to keep in mind what you say to them. With that in mind, do not spend an excessive amount of time being nervous approximately what to say. What folks will consider is the way you made them feel. Should you put together an attempt to point out I'm just a fun, positive, and happy, then they can be drawn to you adore a magnet. Personal help is significant. One of probably hard components of being joyful by surrounding yourself with excellent of us is letting go. Simply as a result of somebody has been on your styles for a very long time doesn't nasty they should be there. In case you are serious about intimate relationships, you will have visitors or family, or you only really that any individual is taking benefit, then it's essential to extreme these ties. It shall be very hard to do, but it will be a step in the direction of happiness, simply shall be very proud got taken. With family, it might probably be not easy to totally cut them out. That begin to distance yourself al and set some floor rules. The identical is correct of comrades simply do not really you will have a top quality relationship with. 4. Study to assert no. There must be stability for your existence so that you can be happy. All of us own an identical quantity of time in a day for occupation and for different activities. In case your timetable is simply too fully, aren't going to be happy. Yet you would really must say yes to the whole lot that comes your direction. Learning to claim no goes to construct you a lot happier. It might probably grasp some practice, however the bamboozle is to you should definitely avoid let guilt get to you. This doesn't nasty you by no means, pitch in and assist with anything. However, it's skill just carve out time for rest, for fun, and to your different commitments. Take phase in actions that nasty one thing to you when you're requested participate in an event, take into account how you'll really approximately do it. If the task is one thing that's significant to you, then assist with it. For example, for those who are requested to lend a hand with a fundraiser for the neighborhood that might be pricey to your heart. Daily planner, one technique to get your time to postpone is to craft a everyday planner. Note out segments of time on that planner every day. Except an emergency comes along, do not really that point up with the rest else. In the event you are requested to assist with one thing, just if truth be told do not wish to decide to because of a scarcity of time or different reasons, state up. No rationalization crucial. The commonest explanation why of us avoid say no is that they do not hold a superb explanation. These which are asking will likely be excellent at getting of us to assert yes. For example, they are going to put together you're feeling responsible simply aren't going participate in what they're asking. Others will try and pamper you so as to get you to answer that you'll do so. For example, they'll say just are so inventive and this is the reason they would really like you to be in control of advertising for the fundraiser. You try not to possess to offer a proof with regards to asserting no. Say it politely, be grateful them for asking you, after which keep agency along no reply. You do not hold to present any acumen in any respect roughly why you can't participate in what they're asking. People pleaser mentality. Be clear, don't be evasive approximately why you say no. Try not to set aside put into them any thought simply are serious about it or that you could possibly cave in. Merely say just are already taking over an excessive amount of and you've got construct a promise to yourself to not tackle the rest new correct now. 5. Find time for you. Free up time on your every single day styles only for you. It will probably be time so that you can get pleasure from your espresso on the porch or to acquaint yourself with a pair chapters in a book. By no means really responsible for making time only for you. There could be numerous roles you play DG9NZX row ZXIG with spouse, parent, and employee. However, that doesn't nasty you have to lose sight of your individual wants and your personal desires. When that happens, you could possibly begin to really robotic in what you do and what actions you take. You might not really such as you are realizing your exhaustive potential. Trust your instincts, when it involves doing what makes you happy, go along with your gut. So long as what you do doesn't hurt others or wound your general well-being, then participate in it. I actually have at all times loved reside songs, so I'm going to quite a lot of concerts. Many folks suppose that I'm too old for that or that I may still save my money. Yet it's far what makes me very happy. For these few hours, nothing else matters. I will be able to let go of stress, not be anxious approximately issues at home, and simply take pleasure in the show. I even have in addition to and made some tremendous visitors that share the identical partiality of music. I most effective get to peer at a live performance, so it's miles much more particular after I do get time with them. You understand higher than any individual else what it's miles that may put together you happy. Take into account how you may really should you didn't participate in these activities. If getting rid of them would cut back your stage of happiness, then maintain participating in them. Not everybody will ascertain that, but money that point on what you get pleasure from is for you, not for them. Own who you might be. Don't construct excuses for money time on what you adore to do. Own who you're and what you enjoy. Your persona still mirror what you take pleasure in taking time to do. Men appear to have a more durable time than ladies with this, for the most part, if what they take pleasure in doing isn't at all times deemed as masculine. It will probably be not easy from time to time to remain right to who you're and never hole up your habits or hobbies. Your persona is exclusive and it's essential to be pleased with it. By taking time for yourself to get pleasure from what you like, you'll turn out to be extra completely satisfied on your own skin. Give your time, even you make time for yourself, do what which to donate a while now and then. Happen to get pleasure from knitting, build some further hats and scarves you could donate to a homeless shelter. In case you get pleasure from baking, acquire some cookies over to the native senior heart for them to enjoy. Go by way of your property and clear out clothes and different objects you now not use. There may be at all times any individual who can use them. Donate them to a safe haven or a moment hand store. Do what that you could to present to postpone with a few of your free time. Hobbies, find just a few leisure pursuits you, if truth be told, enjoy. Happen to be not sure, try one thing new. In all probability a dance lesson or an art class. That you may on top of spend a while making a membership, or that do some dwelling fix projects. Your spare time activities still mirror who you're and what you get pleasure from collaborating in. They can aid you in the reduction of stress and to really such as you are polishing off one thing positive. A few leisure pursuits can stop you from becoming bored or collaborating in actions which can be negative. 6. Get your price range beneath. Keep an eye on one of the large elements in styles that may zap your happiness is monetary stress. It is right that the economic system is tough, but that isn't and let off to be being on payments and owing plenty of debt. Grasp accountability in order that you'll be able to YMUGB2SG with your monetary situation. If you may have the mindset that additional cash would clear up your issues, you're wrong. It is right that it is advisable attempt to a living above the poverty level. Yet monetary consolation isn't going to equate to extra happiness. For a lot of individuals, it may unkind much free time and extra stress. Love your profession. The choice of hours and years that the common individual spends working of their lifetime may be very high. Therefore, it's essential to enjoy your profession for those who are going to be happy. Avoid procure a profession you detest simply to put together extra money. Needless to say, it is crucial to you should definitely possess a job that may pay the bills. Some folks get a job and so they see 3RPY2SG with it for decades. They keep going to maneuver up the ladder. They usually do very well. There are jobs which might be a superb beginning point, but they aren't going to maneuver upward. Do not get trapped in a lifeless end job. It's miles by no means too behind to enlarge your knowledge. Search for a brand new job, be taught a brand new skill, and even go to put to university to earn a degree. Budgeting. In ordained to get your budget beneath control, it's worthwhile to seize a great stock of your spending. Constructing of all your month to month. Making of your whole proceeds and with it to your expenses. That is what you will have departed over and every month. Along variable expenses, do what that you would be able to pay greater than the minimal every 4 weeks so that you pay it off faster and in the reduction of general interest. If your bills are rather more than your income, it's time to build some changes. Are you able to get a moment job to complement the proceeds and pay decreased debt? Are you able to make money working from home for your free time to generate additional cash for the household? Most likely you'll want to go to a decreased price place of abode, or you should alternate for your car for one who is extra affordable. If overdue a big number of unsecured debt, check with them roughly decreasing your passion or a payoff. Happen to present a bulge sum of money for the tail, they'll considerably decrease the greenback quantity that overdue with a view to efficiently erase that debt. It is absolute to keep away from consolidation lenders as they sometimes own soaring prices and your score ranking can endure with end. You besides wish to stay away from submitting financial ruin except it is basically necessary. Pay consideration to extent you spend for extras. Consuming out, going to the movies, and even shopping for espresso at a cafe can all add up quickly. For those who name the place, you might be expenditure or money that you could reduce on a few of these extras. Title 1 or 2 stuff you truly need to possess extra. Give an allowance for them, and as soon as it's miles spent, that's it. Savings. In addition to paying your month-to-month bills, it's good to besides be paying yourself. Set aside, put into a proportion of your revenue or a collection greenback quantity for savings. This is significant as a way to own funds in set for emergencies. Definitely won't hold to make use of a bank card or revolving score still there be an emergency. In case you use funds you could have saved, you try not to possess that hobby to suppose about. Retirement. Preparing for the long run is besides very important. Retirement may appear to be a very long time from now, but it can arrive. Being keen for it is important too, and it's essential begin as early as you can. 7. Provide forgiveness. Forgiveness is a really highly effective supply of happiness. We are able to keep on to grudges and errors for much too long. They may be able to malevolence our mind, our soul, and grasp far from the nice issues in our lives. Once we fail to forgive, displeasure can get one of us. When we discuss forgiveness as a way to expand happiness, there are 3 categories: requesting forgiveness, providing forgiveness, forgiving yourself, asking for forgiveness. There will probably be numerous explanations why we do not ask for forgiveness. Perhaps we've an excessive amount of pleasure, or we really that an excessive amount of time has long by. Perchance we agonize that it won't subject to the alternative particular or individuals concerned, and hopefully a misplaced cause. Inquiring for forgiveness isn't an indication of weakness. Instead, it signifies that it is advisable to unencumber these depressed emotions as soon as and for all. Which you could make an apology in individual, or that you could edit a copy a private letter. A name will likely be positive too, but in the event you aren't certain how the alternative celebration will reply, it might be very not to. You can at all times ship them a letter and inform them you must speak, after which they find a way to get in touch with you in the event that they would love to. A tele name or in particular can put them instantaneous and put together it difficult for them to return to phrases with their feelings because of you contacting them. Offering forgiveness. When it involves providing forgiveness, attempt to be kind. Bear in mind how not easy it may be for somebody to succeed in out to you. Should you really there in truth I have no idea for what happened, then let it go. You might have some questions that you possibly can love them to answer. It is okay to ask as a way to get some closure with the situation. One of the toughest issues to do relating to providing forgiveness as a way to be at liberty is to let go when there isn't any apology. We've to remember the fact that of us do issues for a number of reasons. Perceptions can play an enormous position in what hurts us or makes us angry. Sometimes, we get damaged with crossfire of what another person goes through. They is likely to be scuffling with addictions, psychological health, or different disorders that we aren't totally mindful of. Attempt to be merciful and to excuse in the event you can. This doesn't nasty they win, it's simply capacity you t any longer prepared to maintain replaying that situation to your thoughts and letting it get the perfect of you. Forgiving yourself. We shall be our own hardest critics, and that implies that we will sabotage our own happiness. It's essential be forgiving with yourself. Let go of previous errors and go forward. Inform yourself. Simply did one of you might want to with the ideas you had on the time. The proven you'll be able to reach now that there was a closer technique to deal with one thing implies that you could have grown. You aren't making the identical errors over and over and never making high-quality adjustments to your life. In life, should you maintain having a look in that rearview mirror, you'll leave out what's in entrance of you. Your previous can have departed some scars, but DGHLESBQDXN0FH-ROZXKG simply show just have been stronger than what was seeking to maintain you back. That's definitely one thing to smile about. 8. End evaluating yourself to others. If you are likely to suppose that the grass is at all times greener on the opposite side, you're cutting back your personal happiness. It could possibly be challenging now and then to be at liberty for the success of others. However, that regularly has to do with an absence of self-esteem and a scarcity of being material with what got accomplished. Keep in thoughts simply do not realize the battles they've fought to get the place here today. Only a few of us did so because there is no sacrifice, difficult work, or because there is no errors side that path. What you see is them at the pinnacle of the mountain, but frequent you ignored that not easy ride to succeed in the peak. Appreciate. Take a while to essentially be grateful what you could have round do. Happen to are capable of build ends meet, you might have some high relationships, and also you get pleasure from your spare time activities you then are doing well. It is okay to possess objectives and to succeed in for more. Simply make sure to do not fail to see the happiness correct in entrance of you resulting from reaching. Jobs. When it got here open and also you didn't get it. To causes to be very material with job you do have. Run out to be mindful what number of unemployed of us would really like to hold your job if it was provided to them. If you aren't comfortable for your job, consider making some changes. in all probability that you would be able to study a brand new environment of the trade you already job for. Perchance it's time to tackle a brand new journey in yet company. You aren't held all the way the job got until you've got a contract for a particular length of time. A recent start, new faces, and new challenges will probably be simply what you'd like with group of workers to put together you happy. House, our home is our castle, but we are able to grab it as a right over time. Possibly you might be uninterested in seeing the identical factor day wards day. If you need to stay in at home, construct some changes. New windows, new curtains, and even new paint can indubitably vary the attraction of it. Add some stunning artwork to give new focal features in every room. If your own home is just too obese or too expensive, have in mind promoting it and downsizing. Shifting to a smaller put can nasty much repairs and it may well prevent money. Obviously you will have to cast off numerous objects too, so it's worthwhile to take into consideration what you could be keen to phase with. Don't be upset if anyone has a much bigger residence than you do. Avoid be mad that it's far in a closer location than the place yours is. Be happy with what you're in and you'll want to do not overextend what that you could have enough money to maintain up with others you realize and their homes. Car, safety and affordability ought to be key elements in relation to shopping for or leasing a car. Avoid buy one simply to compete with what your neighbors possess with driveway. A activities car isn't going to build you happy, even if it may well glance poignant and be fun to drive. Appearance, you need to be material along looks so as to be happy. You try not to should seem like a mannequin though. We frequently see celebrities that peak wonderful simply a couple of weeks wards giving birth. Hold in mind, they've private trainers and chefs. They in addition to and possess lend a hand with the newborn so they may be able to get plenty rest. Anyone selects their clothing, does their hair, and their makeup. The moderate individual doesn't hold get admission to these things. Yet we are likely to to ourselves to the seems to be of celebrities. It is okay to congratulate celebrities, but be sure to remember the fact that they aren't doing all of it on their own. 9. Face your fears. Nothing will damage happiness or stop you from attaining it. Enjoy fear. There are numerous varieties of worry that folks expertise that may maintain them back. The concern of failure is the most important one. As we contact on previously, for those who avoid try you then won't ever know. Errors can take place but so can success. Always trust that you may do what you got down to do. For those who avoid own self-assurance in yourself, you will crumple to doubt. You probably have wonderful folks round you, they are able to aid you to erase such doubt. In case your social construction includes those who put you declined in preference to lifting you up, doubt will win. When you might have doubts, inform yourself why that you would be able to achieve what you might be partialto to. Needless to say you are going to all the time fail for those who say nothing or you are taking no action. It's only if you happen to get steps to maneuver ahead that you'll be able to in fact see the difference. In case you have doubts, construct an inventory of them. Then build an inventory B2 of what's at stake so that you can gain. Seeing all of it on money can provide you with the brink. It's essential. Grab action. Calculated threat. Facing fears. Owl doesn't nasty you throw warning to the wind. Some styles of fears in actual fact maintain us protected from harm. Take into account what you're going to take a look at and why it is advisable. Try it. You might have nothing to show to any individual but yourself. Avoid enable harmful antics to be going through your fears as they may perhaps trigger you bodily harm. A calculated threat includes taking a look at the choices and developing with one of becoming on your needs. It helps to have a look at the widespread pitfalls and methods to steer clear of them. With this kind of risk, which you could significantly cut back the chance of failure. Stay fantastic. If you're positive, you could even get some hefty power out of your fears. Any time that they begin to really negative, spin them around. If you have wonderful thoughts, you're going to entice the success you, if truth be told, want. Concentrate on respiratory frequently for those who really concern in order that it won't preserve you down. Focus on victories you've gotten executed to make it easier to keep positive. When you have handiest reached your goal, you might be nonetheless more than should you initially began. Avoid let failure be all or nothing on your book. Realistic. You avoid wish to set yourself up for failure either. You would like a practical method of motion that isn't too hard or too easy. For example, your method can't be to lose 25 kilos, but you do not method to vary the way you eat or to exercise. You will want to in a more in-depth job, but you must realistically be keen to memorize some new abilities in the event you crave a more in-depth job. In the subsequent chapter, we can discuss a few way of motion and easy methods to use it to maneuver ahead to your life. As you do so, you'll really achievement, self-worth, and also you will probably be happier. 10. Construct a way for vary. If you can't settle for what got to your styles and BT, then you might want to construct a way for a change. There might be lots of kinds of adjustments that happen to construct you happier. Acquire a list of what you want to be able to pull in right happiness. Maybe you could strengthen relationships together, household and friends. Possibly you want extra time for yourself and to your hobbies. Much stress approximately funds can provide help to be happier. Accepting yourself and being wonderful can as well as be the way for change. Time, one of the most important boundaries for alter is time, of us really that try not to possess a lot of it. By announcing Noah's talked roughly in our old chapter, that you may open up time. Begin to carve out these duration of dropped time for your month-to-month calendar earlier than you fill it up with every little thing else. In impose for vary to occur, it's worthwhile to be keen to embody it. Vary isn't going back easy, and it will possibly grasp time and patience. You'd like a method of motion to allow you to get there. For example, if it is advisable turn out to be extra active, grow a method that permits you to train half-hour a day. If the day tends to get far from you, carve out time vary with. Morning. Should you are apathetic with morning owl, the afternoon could be a closer option. Support, get encouragement and toughen from household and friends. Allow them to discern what you need to alter and why. In the event you are surrounding yourself with excellent people, they're going to inspire you and be happy with your efforts. This improve as well as holds you to a better degree of accountability than before. You may just get a buddy to make it easier to build the vary with too. For example, your better half may make a decision they are going to give up smoking, or they'll construct weight reduction plan and train modifications DG9NZX Rho ZXIG with you. It certain is simpler to do one thing partialto that with any person than in your own. Rewards finally, hold a solution to observe your development and reward your efforts. For those who are constantly understanding day wards day, deal with yourself to one thing comparable to a brand new CD or an evening on the movies. You wish for the rewards to be in line with what you've input on your best goal. For example, in case you are planning get ready for a period of 365 days degree, a reward at the tip of every accomplished semester is a very good idea. However, you need to possess an extremely hefty reward looking ahead to yourself come commencement day.